What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, had another special request from Robin on Instagram. And this video, I believe I remember this town, Slavsbard or something like that. Slavsbard or something. A small town. And this video, how we spent $1,200 per month on groceries, just 2 people. I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for some groceries a month. Like, it's 4 of us, and we spend maybe $400 or $500 a month on groceries. But $1,200, that's wild. We finna check this out and see these numbers. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations. Let's see. This is wild.
Svalbard, the remote Arctic island where we need to carry polar bear protection, where the seasons are madness and reindeer roam the streets. But
Just
today,
chilling.
I will answer the most important question of all. How much is an avocado? And did I really just pay $20 US for a watermelon?
$20 for a watermelon? That thing better change my life.
Let's find out.
$20 for a watermelon. And that looked like a little small watermelon. We had watermelon, they were about that big. We have some huge watermelons around here.
Welcome back
nice
to
out there,
Svalbard,
though.
everyone, the island close to the North Pole. My name is Cecilia. Our winter world has turned into summer. The tundra has gone from white to burning orange. Is this a bit early in the year? Yes, it is. It is suspiciously early for our neighborhood to be snow-free.
In June? That's wild. Look at, man, these times are different, man. I said that in Texas, if it ever snowed in Texas in the summer, that's a sign right there, because that ain't never happened. That's different.
Det blir lite snö.
Wow.
But here we are. That is a topic for a different video. Today we are heading to the supermarket to fill up on some groceries. We brought the dogs with us. Fenris is staying with us while his parents are on vacation. So we brought them with us to give them a bit of a run. And we are currently in mandatory leash season, which is why they are on leashes.
Oh, dang.
Between mid-May and mid-August, all dogs have to be on leashes all the time. And this is to protect the wildlife and all of the baby animals.
I was about to say, is it too cold for them to put them in the car, though?
Also, fun fact, if you have a dog that is of a polar breed, like a husky or a malamute, they have to be on leash all year round.
Oh,
Grim and
wow.
Fenris are Finnish Lapphunds, though, which is not considered a polar breed, so they can go off leash outside of this period. Okay, back to the grocery shop.
Interesting.
As I've told you before in previous videos about our budget and spending, our monthly budget for 2 people for supermarket shops is 12,000 Norwegian kroners, which is around 1,200 USD. This might sound like a lot, because it is, but since we live on a remote island where nothing grows, the prices are quite high.
Which makes sense.
All
That
of the
makes sense.
produce here is shipped in either via our freight boat, norwegian, or via air freight, which comes every other day.
See, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because it's rare. It's rare. Now, if I see a watermelon that's $20, if I go to the store, I know this just gonna be ridiculous. This makes sense, but that's a lot of money. I bet I might not eat watermelon again if it's $20.
So since the food has to be shipped so far, this of course brings up the prices. We have one supermarket in town, which also means that they don't have any competition when it comes to prices. So I would be very curious what would happen if another supermarket opened up here in Longyearbyen. I will say though that I think that our supermarket has a very good selection of produce for being in such a small town. Another fun fact is that the supermarket has enough food to sustain the village for 3 months if something were to happen with the shipments. During the polar night, there can be delays due to bad weather or if something happens to the boat. So it's very important that we don't run out of food if something were to happen.
So that makes sense why they spending so much money a month, probably to store and just keep just in case type of thing. So that probably makes sense. 1,200 a month probably makes sense on groceries, just in
So
case.
at the warehouse down by the harbor, which is where they keep everything before they take it up to the supermarket, they have enough produce and
Dang, you can
food
just walk
for
up in
3
there?
extra months. That's pretty cool. Before we head into the supermarket, I want to take a moment and thank Skillshare for continuing
Hey,
to
shout out
support
to
my
Skillshare.
channel. Last time I did a video on our household budget, there were so many comments about how you wish you had the energy to get started with a budget of your own, and I come bearing help. Skillshare is
Oh, I
an
didn't know they
online
had
learning
these type of
community with thousands of inspiring classes, and I highly recommend the class Learn How to Budget Personal Budgeting Made Easy in 16 Minutes. This class not only teaches you the basics of budgeting, but also gives you a free spreadsheet to download so you can get started right away.
Pretty nice.
What is so great about Skillshare is that it is curated specifically for learning, meaning that there are no ads and they're always launching new premium classes. If you've been around on my channel for a while, you've seen me take Skillshare classes to improve my videography skills, learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube, and more. There's
What?
always something fun and new to learn. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description box will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare. Thank you so much
to
to
see if it's still
Skillshare, and let's
valid.
get back to
Wow,
shopping.
she really solved it.
Here
She
we
looked
are
like she solved that pretty fast. I don't know the time lapse on that, but it looked like it was solved pretty fast.
to shopping. Here we are at the only grocery store in town, Svalbardbutiken. It was recently renovated, so you will see that it is pretty new and shiny. Christopher and I try to do at most like 1 weekly shop or 1 every other week. It works best for us to keep us from overspending, and still we end up spending $1,200 a month.
Have you ever just had a certain amount of money and you just knew you wanted to grab more stuff? Like, I feel like we go grocery shop, but I still end up in the store almost every day because I'll be like, oh, I forgot to grab this. Let me grab, this stuff you forget. I don't make a list, but
So let's start to look at some prices. Let me know in the comments how these compare to where you live. I will put the prices in US dollars and euros in the corner on the screen. So starting off with some frozen bacon, that was
Frozen bacon?
55 Norwegian kroners. 5.82 US dollars.
okay, bacon, that makes
If you
sense.
hang out on our Patreon, linked in bio, you would have seen us cook a recipe with this pork belly, and the price of this was 166 Norwegian kroners. I've never bought this before, but I just felt like that was very expensive for just like one meal.
Yeah, pork belly, we can get like a big old thing of pork belly. Not just like sliced like that, but you can get a big pork belly probably for that price.
What do I know?
Ska det vara helmjölk?
Milk?
Hur många?
Fresh milk. This one I always feel is a good example of the prices
Yeah,
up here.
same.
This is almost 30% more expensive here than on mainland Norway. And some juice, 36 Norwegian kroners, 381 US dollars.
We need some mustard.
Mustard.
It matches your jacket, sir.
Oh, mustard.
A packet of
lot.
18 eggs is 55 Norwegian kroners,
Okay, that makes
582
sense,
USD.
49 for half a kilo.
Half a kilo.
Butter, and toilet paper, yeah.
Food
I
paper.
ain't gonna lie, these looking normal so far. At least with food and stuff. Toilet paper like that. I feel like that's normal prices here in the States at least. That mustard probably not. That was a big old thing of mustard, so you can probably get a big thing of mustard $2-3. So far they looking right. These numbers.
Okay, so we are in between months at the moment. We are just stocking up on some things for dinner. We're just getting some things that we need, but it's not like one of those big shops because we haven't got our paychecks yet. So we're gonna wait till the next
Definitely
month.
gotta
I like
get
to
that
divide it up
check.
by month. So when the next month comes, you do like a big shop for that month, right? Now we need oatmeal, the most important thing. Okay, so one of these. How much is this on the mainland? Do you know?
No clue.
No clue. I feel like 23 kroners doesn't feel like a lot.
I don't even know.
You don't want it anymore? It's because we already have it there. Psych.
The shopping continues, and I do want to emphasize that you can, of course, live here and eat on a budget. There are plenty of foods that are cheaper than what we buy, like my favorite Scandinavian thing, fiskebullar, also known as fish balls. They are delightful.
Fish balls.
Have you ever had this food? Oh, it's
I
beautiful.
ain't never heard of fish. I heard of meatballs. I ain't never heard nobody make fish balls.
Balls.
That's different.
They are delightful. Have you ever had this food? Oh, it's beautiful. We spend a lot of the monthly budget on fresh vegetables and fruits, and that is just something I won't compromise on, seeing as we can't afford it. During the summer, we previously also saved a bit of money on protein since Christopher's old boat was completely set up for fishing. So we would stock the freezer for the entire year.
Dang.
There's no commercial fishing allowed here, but as locals, we can head out and fish for ourselves. Christopher has spent most of his summer out on the water doing just that. And when we got together, I joined since it's such a nice way to get some locally sourced food.
Whoa.
Hey, that's not bad. I'll do that. I wouldn't mind going out fishing for my own food and stuff.
So
'Cause
expensive.
strawberries, yeah, that's more. Our strawberries might be like maybe $6 for a big old container of them. Yeah, about $6-7. So that's a little. Avocado, you can get an avocado for $1.
35 kroners for an avocado.
That's a pretty big one though.
And still I get like 4 every time. And today I had to throw away 2 because as we all know, avocados are very temperamental. So they will just die on you from one second to the next. So now I've bought 3 that are different levels of ripe. I feel like that should work. Vad mer ska vara? Äpplen? Ja, det finns min favorite. Apples. You're gonna have 45. 45 kroners for 6 apples. Is that a lot? I don't know.
That is, well, yeah. 6 apples. Yeah, that's probably a lot. I think we can get a bag of apples, bag of 12 apples, maybe for that price at least. You can get a bag of 12. And I'm sure she's comparing it to, like she said, the mainland. So, but compared to the U.S., some of these kind of the same.
Feels like a lot. Okej, vi ska inte ta mer broccoli. För vi har haft ätit för mycket broccoli på sistone. Okay, so it's 45 per kilo, and we're getting one. I think
It's 36.
36. Okay. Oh yeah, that's its candle. Okay, that's even better. Pick it up, please. And now let's do the test. It's supposed to sound hollow. That's apparently
Okay,
good.
so the watermelon actually $3. She's scared. I thought it was $20. She must have grabbed 4 or 5 of them things, but I thought it was $20. This is for that size watermelon, probably the right price. That's the right price.
Very nice.
Get it, let's get it. You can basically get anything in here, I was gonna say, but that's a lie. But
This
you can
is
get
like they Walmart, basically. Walmart and Target.
you can basically get anything in here, I was gonna say, but that's a lie. But you can get a lot of stuff for your home. So here you have kitchen things. So there's a lot of stuff in here. You have kitchen stuff and utensils and crockery. I need to get some candles. They were so expensive last time. They're 60 kroners. It's pretty nice. Look, I want it. It's 200 kroners. I think that's not bad at all.
She's just a typical woman shopping. This is, we probably spend $1,200 a month on grocery. Now that I think about it, 'cause she grabbing other stuff outside of food. This is definitely what women does. They go for one thing and end up coming out with more things.
Hello? Sir, what are you doing in the front seat? Huh? What are you doing in here? Hej! Har du det bra?
look like the snow moving in though.
We have to walk everything down to our cabin,
my
which is
God.
about 60 meters, because you're not allowed to damage the tundra with any sort of tires. That means no bicycling or driving on it.
Oh,
You can
wow.
only walk on it. If we would like to have a driveway down to our cabin, we would have to apply to build one, since the land is owned by the government. This is not something that is likely to be approved, and if it would be, it would cost a pretty penny. I myself don't want a driveway down to our cabin because I think it will ruin the beauty. I don't really mind walking in the summer, and in the winter we drive things down with our snowmobiles.
Nice.
Wow! That's all I can say. That was so cold. We're back to, you know, normal Svalbard weather, but that's okay. That's all right. Let's unpack all of the food.
I guess that's a typical shopping day, you know. And all that total to be.
Here is the receipt. So this is everything that we bought today. And it was a total of 2,813 kroners. And when I look at the table,
That is
I feel like that's a lot of money. And I'm also looking at, okay, what is the most expensive things that I bought? Did we buy super expensive
I
things?
honestly think in the States that would have been almost $400 with that amount of stuff. That's how expensive it is. Like I can go to the store, get a couple of things or get a meal from dinner, and it's gonna cost almost $100 for a meal sometimes, depending on what you're trying to cook. And then you realize you need something else. You're lacking something. Every time you go to the store, you forget something.
Things.
Forget you need something.
No, we did not. The only thing that would be like something that we don't usually buy that was expensive is the watermelon, and that was 172
Oh,
kroners.
she was right. That is wow. That is for that little watermelon. That little watermelon. That's too much money. I would have kept that watermelon. If it was bigger, I would have seen. If it was the world's largest watermelon, I would have got it for $20. No way. That's a
maybe
$3
that
watermelon.
is perhaps a little bit more expensive than what we
Dang.
usually would buy. Okay, so this is everything. Eggs, fish balls, some juice.
I hope that watermelon good, man. That's been on my mind all video since I heard of it. I hope it's good.
The watermelon, that was very expensive, but sometimes you gotta treat yourself.
That's
One
a fact.
milk, 3 avocado, some sweet potato, banana. Whoa, this is why it's depressing to buy food here. But also, of course, if I wanted to make this, let me come over here. If I wanted to make this like a very cheap shop, I would not buy maybe half of these items. I wouldn't buy. I consider this, you know, a luxury item. It's like a energy thingy.
Oh.
What else is a luxury? Maybe these juices I would consider a luxury. Oatly-ish. That's
Oatly?
a basic human right to me. Anything else? Yeah, some chocolate maybe. But the rest is kind of basic. Eggs. We have some chlorine. That was very cheap. Toilet paper. 1 milk, you know. Apples. Sweet potato, banana. I would consider that pretty basics,
yeah.
and maybe it shouldn't be that expensive. But it is what it is. Let's pack it all into the fridge, guys.
Man. Hey, at least they got a fridge with an ice maker and stuff. That comes in handy. She ain't got to buy ice. I know they said that's not really common in Europe anyways, having a fridge with the ice maker. I love ours. I love mine. It's a lot of
That
ice.
was today's food shop. More of like a stock up on things that we use all the time shop. Alrighty. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It has been a more educational kind of show you something content.
Financial.
Because we got to switch it up. You know, we gotta sometimes go do food shopping. I think it's been so long since I last did food shop. So I'm gonna do that more often as well. I don't know why, but I just kind of like to watch those kind of videos as well. I'm rambling. Okay. Thank you so much for being here.
This was good.
Bye.
This was good. This was good. Yeah, she opened my she opened my eyes for real to a lot with this one. Especially that watermelon, like the watermelon is so good. It can be addicting sometimes. But $20, it better have been my check better have been good that month for that one. That was wild. But all in all, I think most of these items, I think these kind of relate, kind of same prices when it comes to the U.S. I think they kind of go hand in hand. Certain things may be a couple of cents, $1 or so cheaper, but all in all, most of it about the same price. I guess the quantity will be there, probably the same price, but you got more in the quantity. That's probably the difference as well. But all in all, this was cool. Their store is pretty nice. So different lifestyle of living right here. I always enjoy these videos. I enjoy this channel. So that's why I subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to it too, Miss Cecilia. But this is not. I gotta see how they do the fishing. Like I love fish, but I never went out fishing and ate it. I never ate fish that I fished, if that makes sense. But that's all I have, guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations, and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.